What's going on, guys? We are here. Yeah, we're late. We're like 5 minutes late. Calm the fuck down in chat, all right? It's not the end of the world. We're still here on a Saturday to give you guys the entertainment you deserve for the Game with Geeks podcast. And joined, as always, we have Mark the Cyborg.
Hello there, geeks and gamers.
Why is there puppy? What is that? Was that a rat or a puppy in the background?
Oh, wait, background or foreground? Because technically this is the foreground.
No, there was another one back there.
Oh, yeah, that'd be the actual puppy.
Okay.
This one's 10 years old.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, also, in addition to Mark, we have Lethal. Lethal, what's up?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. You know, doing what it is. I'm normal. I'm never really fine. I'm always just normal because I got to be angry about something, right? That's right. What the rule is. And then, of course, we have Jeremy, fresh off the greatest experience of his life yesterday. Not YouTube. He didn't do much on YouTube yesterday, but IRL.
No.
He met Dave Filoni.
Hung out. Did you send Lethal that picture I sent you?
No, I didn't.
You got to send it to Lethal. But yeah, I hung out with an up and coming politician. I think he's going to start making some noise. Hopefully I'm the spark that gets his campaign moving in the right direction. But yeah, hanging out with the president yesterday, so that was pretty cool.
That's right. And now he's here in the Game with Geeks podcast. His life literally could not get any better.
It couldn't.
But thank you guys for all being here. We had 100 people just waiting for the stream. So please smash that like button and share the stream out there as we get started today. We've got a couple interesting things to talk about. Some games that we had a really good experience playing this week. You guys might have seen it on the Twitch channel. And then we also have some pretty cool news. If you missed Jeremy's video that he did on the channel earlier about G.I. Joe Operation Blackout, Jeremy, let everybody know what's going on and what we could be looking forward to in future podcast episodes.
Well, you did a good job of recapping it last night on Friday Night Tights, so good job on that. And but yeah, so we've had a really interesting experience with the developers of G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. Obviously, I was looking forward to this game because I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan, and I talked about it here on the channel. I did a few trailer reactions to the game, and they got decent traction. And then they had sent me an email offering me an advanced copy of the game. I didn't decline per se as much as I just didn't respond to the email. I just was not really interested in it. I don't really like getting early access to games just because I feel like that a lot of times there might be some strings attached or an expectation. So I was going to buy the game anyway, being a Joe fan. Bought the game, had some issues with the game, to say the least, some very glaring issues, and I shared those issues with our audience here. Also said there were some good things about it from a fan standpoint. I think it does a great job of honoring G.I. Joe in terms of the characters and the world, but from a gameplay standpoint, it's not good at all. And I basically said, if you're not a Joe fan, then you should not buy this game. Well, they reached out to me again, telling me that they saw my video and that they appreciated my video and they would like to know if I could talk to them more about helping them understand some things they can improve. Now, you guys know the world we're in. You know how much we complain about Naughty Dog and Lucasfilm and the treatment of fans and everything like that. So when we see a situation like this that's kind of reminiscent of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, then we definitely like to pay attention to that. So they reached out. They said the CEO wanted to speak with me. I gave them my phone number. The CEO calls me. We have a nice, good conversation. And then he says, I'm going to put you in contact with the lead of the project, and I want you guys to talk to him. And I said, look, if you really want some good feedback, I can give you feedback from a G.I. Joe fan standpoint. I have guys on my team that can give you far better feedback from a technical side, people like Mark the Cyborg and others. So they gave me several codes, and we've passed those along to the team. I asked them if they'd be willing to come on. So next week, after everybody on the team has had time to spend time in this game and getting their own perspective, we're going to have someone from the company on this podcast live next week, as long as logistically we can work everything out. and we're going to have a conversation. But I would say if you're one of these fans that is tired of companies, not taking criticism and blaming the fans for their shortcomings, I think you should go out and support G.I. Joe Operation based on that alone. It's not a good game, and I will reiterate that. Just because I'm in contact with the developers, just because I'm in contact with the CEO, I'm not going to change my tune to tell you it's not a good game if you're not a Joe fan. If you're a Joe fan, I think there's a lot of things you can find that you can enjoy about it because the characters are done right, and it is cool to have G.I. Joe back at the forefront. But, I mean, so far, I know Ryan spent a little bit of time with it. I don't know if Mark has. Have you yet?
Yeah, I played it.
No, I haven't touched it this week. I was going to get into it next week.
Okay. So, I mean, like, Ryan, you are not a Joe fan. You're not a Joe fan.
No, I'm not a Joe fan. I played it. I played the tutorial and then the first level, and I just had to put it down and walk away just because it's struggle getting through. I had input lag. I felt like I did not like the way I hated the melee. The fact that I can't just like push a directional and he'll hit that way. I had to literally turn my entire body to use a melee forward.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like. It was just not it was not fun for me to play necessarily. Yeah. I've got some issues with it, but I think the fact that they reached out to someone who was critical of them is fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And not only that, I mean, someone that ignored their first request to talk to them. I mean, obviously, we're very opinionated here. We have very strong opinions at Geeks and Gamers, and I don't know. They didn't confirm it with me or not, but I mean, they basically because I understand how opinionated I am. I understand how controversial, we are at times with our takes on things. So when I was talking to the CEO, it's basically said, like, look, I don't know if you know a lot about me, but I've had a lot of battles with places like Naughty Dog and Lucasfilm. I'm very opinionated. If I bring you guys onto our show, I'm not going to try to ask you to get involved in that. It's not a gotcha or anything like that. And he kind of snickered a little bit, like he already knew that I was involved in this stuff, but the idea is not to try to bring them into that.
So you're not going to demand that they say fuck Naughty Dog?
Yeah, we're not going to. We're probably not going to ask their opinions on the Black Lives Matter theme for PS4 while they're on.
Yeah, exactly. But I am very, very excited about this moving forward. And the one thing that there's two things I want to talk about that the information was shared with me. Number one is from the language they used. They basically said, we're going to try to patch the game based on the criticism and the feedback you guys give us. That's incredible. Now, do I think they can fix the game and make it a good game? No, I absolutely don't. I don't think that this game can be redeemed to be a good game. Again, It's a good G.I. Joe experience if you're a Joe fan. But the important thing here is I asked them point blank if they're going to work on more G.I. Joe games in the future. And give me an answer to that directly. But I was told that they do have a contract with Hasbro. So that means that they will be working on future Hasbro properties. So if we can give them good feedback and if we can work with them and give them some information they can work on, while I don't think this game is salvageable, I do think that there is potential for future games. And that's exciting. And that's all we've ever asked for. It's all fans have ever asked for was just to be heard. You don't have to do everything we say. You don't have to listen to everything we say, but just give our fucking voices some type of, respect. Because at the end of the day, fans are here to help. We're not here to hurt. And I think it's awesome.
And it's basically the inverse of this response from Neil Druckmann when they received criticism. Basically, go fuck yourself if you don't think the same way we do. The Instagram, the Kurt Cobain quote. At this point, I have a request for our fans. If any of you in any way hate homosexuals, people of a different color, or women, please do us one favor. Leave us the fuck alone. Don't come to our shows and don't buy our records. Yeah. That's the response that Naughty Dog gave when there was a shit ton of criticism. And that's the difference that we saw right here with this G.I. Joe game. Jeremy eviscerated this game, and they say, hey, what didn't you like about it? Can we change it to make you like it so that you can buy stuff from us in the future?
Yeah, I point blank said, if you are not a Joe fan, I do not recommend this game. Even at $40, I said I don't recommend this game. You know, it's like even at 40, I don't recommend it. And but again, for me, we have had a long dry spell of G.I. Joe. And I wasn't sure if it was going to come back. I wasn't sure if we were going to get more of it, but like that is Storm Shadow right there. That's fucking cool, man. That is cool as fuck for me as a Joe fan to play as Storm Shadow. It's cool to play as Cobra Commander. They did a pretty good job with Cobra Commander's voice, all things considered, too.
Yeah. The thing I hated about Storm Shadow, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, Mark died.
Oh, I die a lot. I'm playing
bitch.
on the second hardest difficulty, but I have thoughts. And honestly, some of the thoughts I think they could use to improve the game quite a bit if they implement them. But also, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know exactly. Yeah, I don't know how easy it would be. But so I've been writing some notes to try to think of what are things that, from my layman's perspective, seem like they could be simple to implement that might help the game a lot. I do like the active reload that you just saw there, though. They use the kind of Gears of War style.
Gears of War style, yep.
Yeah, and that's good. That's a pretty decent hook. I think the problem that Ryan was talking about with the input lag, I think has a lot to do with the bullet fly time. It seems like you fire a shot and it takes every shot takes forever to actually hit the target. So you're constantly having to like lead the targets by quite a lot because they're constantly moving around. They rush you. There's no cover system. You can kind of duck behind cover, but when you aim, you don't pop up. So from a defensive standpoint, you don't really have a lot of options in this game. You have to just kind of run around and hope you don't die.
And Cobra Commander just stands there like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, the AI is really bad, but that's the kind of thing that I imagine would actually be pretty difficult to fix. But I honestly think lock targeting would help this game a lot. Because I first played it without the aim assist on at all, and it was next to unplayable.
Yeah,
and then I put the aim assist on, and it didn't really make that much of a difference. Like it was slightly better, but I think that if they had it so that you were just locking on to targets and you have a little dash that you can do, that little bar in the left hand corner, the 3 bars, you can do kind of 3 little dashes. I think if they made that unlimited, that would improve things quite a bit, because then you could be like darting around the map and you would feel like you're not just a sitting duck walking really slowly trying to circle strafe bullet sponge enemies that take forever to take down, but also don't react to your shots. And that's a thing that I think would be harder to implement. Like if you had it so that if you hit a guy, he would stop firing because he'd be recoiling from your shots. That's animation. That's a lot that would, I think, be difficult to do. But I think if just enemies went down a little bit faster, that would actually improve things a lot as well. I mean, it might be the difficulty I'm playing on, so I have to test it on the easier difficulties. But I don't think drop it down to the easiest difficulty to make the game good is necessarily something that you want to be saying about your game. But
yeah, I mean, like I've made this point before, even going back to The Last Jedi. I can deal with the bad movie. I can deal with the bad game. I can deal with some bad storytelling. It's that when you blame the fans for your mistakes. That is where it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. And to be fair, The Last Jedi, there was a deeper problem than just one bad movie. I mean, there's an inherent problem at Lucasfilm. There's a complete total disease at Lucasfilm. But the point is this is a bad game, and the developers are willing to talk to people that are highly critical of it so they can improve moving forward. If that doesn't make you want to support the company, then I'm not sure what you're looking for. Because, again, nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect. We don't know what type of budgets are involved or anything like that. All we know is that they are trying to actively improve upon the product by talking to the people that they know want to support the product. It's a huge win. It's a huge win.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lethal's going to get into this next week. Mark, we're going to have full reports next week. We're going to have full in-depth knowledge of it. We're going to have the developer, someone from the company, whether that could be the CEO, that could be the lead developer, that could be just someone that's a little more technically involved. Really, what they told me was they will make a decision on who is best to come onto the show based on the feedback that we give them and like the things that we really want to get into. So they're going to make an educated decision on that based on some feedback. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And this is going to be my very first experience with G.I. Joe in any capacity.
Uh-oh.
I'm popping my cherry.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make sure that's not your first experience, because I'm gonna show you some clips online too. Because I don't want to. I got to give you some context. So
you can go down a pretty deep GI Joe bad lip syncing rabbit hole on YouTube. That was like one of the big.
I'm gonna show him Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow from GI Joe Resolute. That's what I'm gonna do.
Just watch the GI Joe with Channing Tatum.
No,
objectively the best GI Joe adaptation.
All right, Mark is now fired. Mark is fired for the 4th time this week.
Hey, whoa. So, Brendan Fraser is in that movie, and he's a Canadian treasure.
Oh, that Channing Tatum. Look, man, that's
Duke, man.
You guys don't understand how bad that is.
That's Duke, bro. That's all I know.
I was fighting Duke at the end there in the gameplay clip.
Yeah, it's a fucking bullet sponge, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's the most bullshit boss fight. It's like, man, like I just have to kind of accidentally like use kind of a corner and just walk around him to stay hidden from him, and then chuck a grenade every now and then.
Yes, there, Tim F. There is a GI Joe. It's the Hasbro YouTube channel that just plays a live stream of GI Joe, 80s GI Joe, a Real American Hero, over and over again, and it's beautiful.
Nice. Let me hit some of these super chats, guys. 350 people watching. Smash the like button. Modalicious for $5 says, I simultaneously hate and pity the younger generations. They will never know the quality, hype, and joy of 80s G.I. Joe and its shows.
It's true. It's sad, but at least we got somebody working on it that cares about the characters and the fans. So that's all you can ask for.
There you go. Price is Right review for $20. Thank you, Price. Says, sup, party animals. Stay awesome. And vote BLM, Biden's laptop matters. Google Stadia is an absolute joke. As a Sony player, I put up my own MAGA theme as a fuck you to Black Lives Matter, and I'm still furious about Sony recording the party chat. Kiss my ass. Yeah, that's a lot in that one super chat. When I made a video about the Chinese PlayStation Network terms of service, I said it seems like almost every day this week we had some bullshit from PlayStation that makes you just uninterested in PS5, and that's kind of what we saw. But thank you for the super chat. I don't know how you made a MAGA theme. Maybe you can make your own. I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know on Xbox 360 you could upload your own, wallpapers and stuff like that.
Wait, can you not on PS4?
Never looked into it.
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I always thought you could just like make a desktop background. I just thought most people use the theme because the theme's animated and stuff and have sounds.
Yeah,
so.
Right,
it could. I mean, I have a custom theme on mine that I purchased on PSN store, but
that's what the BLM one. It is like, I don't know if it's animated, but I know in the background when you turn on your PS5, all it is no justice, no peace. I just say that repeatedly over and over again.
So Zach Attack 93-112 says you can. So I'm assuming that means you can put a custom. So yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing about I don't care that they make something available. What I cared about is that they advertised it through their Twitter account with tens of millions of followers. And as I said in my video, if they make a Trump theme and they advertise it, then okay, that's fair. But if not, then like either be fair or don't. Like, don't do it, or just offer multiple options, or don't offer any. BLM is a political message. It just is. It absolutely is, and that's my issue with it. I know, we had a certain YouTuber with a channel that can get 10,000 views, yet he has like 500,000 subs, running his mouth about me and Ryan and others.
The amazing lick ass.
Yeah, the amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Sony can do no wrong. Did you?
Yeah.
Don't want to go down that route. But.
Yeah, I mean, again, congrats on the steroids. But other than that, I'd say focus on your channel not being completely irrelevant. And
to be fair,
all hell and back.
If you're that big of a Sony fanboy and then you found out that Xbox bought Bethesda, you'd be fucking crushed.
Yeah,
his video on that was torn apart by people too. Like,
I mean, at this point, if he doesn't make a video that gets ratioed, he's doing something right, which doesn't happen very often. I mean, this dude gets ratioed more than This dude gets ratioed
more than me talking about CD Projekt Red.
But yeah, at the end of the day, if you watched my video, which he didn't watch all of it, I point blank said, hey, if they come out with another theme that is more for the conservative side and they promote that with their account, I'll apologize and it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Give me a Blue Lives Matter one. How about that?
Yeah.
Right.
But
I mean,
we know that's not going to happen. Though.
Xbox removed fucking police themes, right? They removed from the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Halo ODST,
yeah, they removed the fucking police banner. But we have a Black Lives Matter theme for PlayStation, right? That's what it's about, right? It's not just about that. It's about the entire scope of things. That's why people are pissed off. T-Rev44 sends 2 super chats in a row for $1.99 that say the same thing. At Jeremy, Teespring still doesn't have G&G merch.
I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this fucking Teespring store. Every time we put something in there, the shit disappears. It's fucking stupid.
X-Ray Girl got her Mark the Cyborg I'm Adorable t-shirt from the Geeks and Gamers Teespring.
I will continue. Every time we put it up, it disappears. I don't know why.
We're clearly being censored. It's obviously a target attack against conservative anti-SJW voices. That's obviously what it is. No other explanation.
No other explanation whatsoever. I'll work on it. God damn it, that's so frustrating.
Speaking of that, Jeremy, did you see this transparency tube thing?
Yes, I did.
Dude,
I saw Apologies tweet about it, so I looked at it.
Sports Wars is on there.
It's far right. We're right partisan. We're right partisan.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers is right and anti-SJW. Sports Wars is right, anti-SJW, and partisan right.
Yeah, like if you guys met Uche?
That's pretty funny. I thought that was hilarious when I saw that shit.
It is funny.
Geeky Pixie. Go ahead, Mark.
I was about to say, I was like, well, I try to say as centrist as I possibly can, which I guess in today means I'm right wing. No, I'm not a communist. Damn it. Ugh. Centrism is not communist.
It starts with a C.
It means I think you're all dumb.
It starts with a C. Communism. Geeky Pixie for $2 says, did you see the co-founder of Black Lives Matter reasoning? I am not quite sure about that, Geeky Pixie. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. I've seen them say a lot of different things.
Yeah,
but speaking of video games, let's talk about something that we had a lot of fun playing, and that was Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast. The very idea that all of a sudden, a couple months after initial release, we get a surprise announcement that, by the way, we're giving you guys a completely free multiplayer, essentially a looter shooter, and we're going to give you a huge raid that you guys can do together for free. Completely changed this game. Go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was just saying for free. I mean, again, it's just another example of there's a lot of negativity in the gaming industry. There's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of things we can complain about, but there's some good stuff happening. There's some good stuff happening out there, and we need to continue to take advantage of that and highlight that. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima yet, mainly just because I have time. But I was in the party, the Discord call when you guys played it, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And I know me and Lethal have been grinding. We're trying to get our key levels up to 80. Well, we need to get to 100 so we can do this fucking raid when it comes out next week. But it's completely different than the actual game in a weird way, because your purpose for doing it and everything, the way that they have made, you have to strategically go about the story missions. And then we get to the 4-player survival, just essentially a furious hack and slash and trying to stay alive. It's fun as fuck. I know that Mark hasn't played too much of the actual game itself, only probably played more time in Legends than you've played in that game itself, huh?
Yes. Yeah, at this point, I think hours-wise, I've probably put more time into Legends for sure.
Yeah, what did you think about it? You had your first experience with us the other day.
I really like it. I especially playing with you guys, I had a blast. That's kind of the trick about multiplayer games sometimes, though, is it's difficult to analyze whether or not a multiplayer game is well designed if you're playing with a group of people you know and having fun, because it's like, maybe the subjective amount of fun I'm having is coloring like how I would actually rate the game itself. But as far as like a wave-based survival game goes, I think the design's pretty neat. How it's like there's control points, kind of like in a domination match of Call of Duty, but you don't have to stay in them at all times. They just kind of get attacked at different times. It's all AI, so you're not fighting against other people. And the loot aspect of it, I think, is kind of cool too. So I don't know, it's really good. I definitely liked what I played, and it has actually now become probably my primary motivating factor to wanting to get a PS5, because especially if we're going to be streaming that more often, I want to be able to play it at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, there you go. And I think that, honestly, I think that that's the reason a lot of people bought PlayStation 4 at the end of its life cycle, was to get Ghost of Tsushima. And maybe just thinking how good the game looks as far as from an aesthetic standpoint, maybe not so much frame rate wise, Mark, but from an aesthetic standpoint, the game looks incredible the way they were able to give you these different colors and the entire background and the settings. So to see that on PlayStation 5 and taking advantage of the hardware that they have there would be pretty amazing. It's not enough for me.
Let me interrupt for just a minute. I'm gonna give Steph a wrench because she cannot be seen in the chat unless you go to live chat. So I'm gonna give her, or can you give her one, Ryan? I'm not signed in to Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll make her visible. But unless you go to live chat, if you're just in top chat, she's not visible. If you go to live chat, I'm sorry, is it top chat or live chat? Yeah, live chat.
She's in live chat. I haven't seen her at all. I didn't even realize she was here.
So
it's ridiculous. She's having some issue with YouTube. It's just like she can't send super chats. She can send super stickers though, and she's just like kind of like shadow banned on a lot of channels for some fucking reason. So I don't fucking understand. But
let me see.
I still don't see her.
Well, I'm in top chat, so if she comments, let me know.
Yeah, she is a wrench now, so whenever she hears that, maybe she can comment and see.
I could see her before you.
Oh, I was in top chat too. I don't. What's the difference between top chat and live chat?
Live chat is everyone.
And what is I don't know.
All right, top chat.
I'm the worst
top
YouTuber.
Chat, she shows up with a wrench now, so she shows up in top chat with a wrench. So
there it is. Now, see, enough complaining to YouTube, and we just fix it for you on the channel, Steph. That's how it works. She even got in contact with YouTube about it, and they basically didn't help her, which isn't really a fucking surprise. But back to Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Lethal, I've been playing with you a fuck ton, obviously. What do you have to say about it?
I love it. I love absolutely everything about it. Even the story mode, I think, is so good. How like you're dealing like a supernatural type stuff, like Onis and all that. And I'm very excited. Yeah, the memes are great. I'm very excited for the future, like the 3 more chapters of story that they're adding, especially if how this one ends. It looks like you're kind of getting off Tsushima and heading into like a demon realm type stuff. Like you're going full demon hunting and all that. And the way you got the 4 different classes, and they all do different stuff, and they can all actually get different gear. Like if you want to go and unlock heaps of katanas, you're better off playing as the samurai. If you want to get heaps of bows or long bows, you play as the hunter, and they got all the different charms and all the different abilities. And one of the things I really like about it is how strategic it is. Like when you and me are playing, it's like we can't just rush through it because we'll just get slaughtered. We got to like pick our targets and all that. Like, right, you get him, I'll get him. Go. It's like, oh, one of us fucked it up. Okay, now we're doomed.
Yeah. And it's like, and it changes at like every playthrough. I'm sure there's a limited amount, but the different playthroughs, it changes. So we were playing silver to grind up to get to the gold story mode, and we did it once. We're like, all right, let's just do that mission again so we can grind. And it was different. There were completely different enemies, and we had to go about it a completely different way. The same fucking story mission. Yeah. So the replayability that it has, and the fact that it's not going to get stale, is fucking crazy. It really is, and it is difficult, especially when you're underleveled doing gold like we were. It's just fun. It's hard to explain how incredible this game mode is, especially when you consider it's free.
Oh, I'd be happy to give it money. Like, I'd be very happy to pay for this. It's almost a separate little sub game in on itself. And like I do like the way how like you don't have all the stances like Jin does and all that type of stuff, but communication is so important to it. So very important to it. Like when me and Biggles were playing and we had that one random guy on the team and it was just like, man, we can't coordinate.
I fucking hope that dude freaking walks from a bus. That guy's trash. He was awful.
Yeah. I hope his mum takes the game away from him personally, but it was very difficult.
But this is skill up for real. Ghost of Tsushima Legends is a better, more complete, more functional, and more fun looter game at launch than Anthem, Fallout 76, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, or Avengers.
I play Avengers still. I was playing it just before, and I 100% agree with that.
That is crazy. And it's awesome. We need to get Jeremy to actually play it. We need to fucking drag his ass around there. That'll be fun.
Yeah, you can be our healer.
Yeah, it'll be the healer. Let's get back to some of these super chats, though. Thank you guys so much for throwing all these super chats in, guys. Geeky Pixie for $2 says, I retweeted it on why she made BLM. It's just a face palm. Well, I'll check that out later, Geeky Pixie. Thanks for letting us know. Venom Snake, Aussie 299. Imagine if AOC gets elected president one day. Well, it's really disrespectful to call her AOC. That's what we found out. That's what we found out.
I thought she like runs with that nickname, no? Or
but not when Trump calls her that. That's offensive.
I saw a picture of her that I'm going to need to send to you to get confirmation if it's real or not.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I imagine anyway. Wolfsbane00 for $2. Have y'all considered doing an indie spotlight? As far as like a spotlight on an indie game, is that what you mean? Or are you talking about developers or what? I'm not quite sure, Wolfsbane. I know Mark plays a lot of indie games.
Yeah, and every so often I will like make a video on one. I think I have a few indie game videos on Gaming with Geeks like that. We've only been doing like my reviews on the main channel again for a couple weeks now. But Proteus is one I'm definitely going to be covering. It's a game that I will be on the November new release video. It's going into Steam Early Access. It's a really, really good first-person shooter, and it's coming out for everyone on November 10th. I've been playing it for the last little bit, though, because I kickstarted it.
There you go. Oh, and I know Mark did a review on a little indie game, Baldur's Gate 3. He did a review on that early access. So.
Debatably indie. Yeah, no,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, you probably could call that an indie game. Like, it's a big license, but Larian is a pretty
Larian's not
studio.
huge. Yeah, Larian's not huge.
And I'm proud of that video, though, and it didn't do great views-wise, so if you guys want to watch it, that'd be awesome.
That's true, but it was a really good video, and it was only like 12 gigs. Let's see, where am I? Venom Snake for Aussie 299 says, are you guys gun owners?
I've got a really big dick.
Uh,
There you go. It's better than a gun.
I have many more guns than most Canadians do. I'll leave it at that.
There you go.
I'm probably about neutral for Americans.
Yeah, I am a gun owner. However, I didn't bring mine to California because there's a lot of stipulations for bringing a gun in here. So I didn't even bother going through it since I'm leaving pretty soon. But and I don't know about Jeremy. It's better to just assume he is. Don't go knocking on his pool house. Geeky Pixie.
And what was that?
Do you own a gun?
Somebody asked if we were gun owners.
Yes, I do. Yes, I am a gun owner.
Are you comfortable with saying how many?
I only have one.
Okay, I definitely own more guns than the guy from Florida.
Geeky Pixie for $2. To get better gear, play gold mode. I am Key 105. Well, we had to level up to get to gold mode. So we bid our first gold story mode yesterday. So we're going to continue the grind, and it's going to be fun. Thank you, Geeky Pixie. Lancelot 652 for $5. I unsubbed from Lucas when he talked crap about David Dorn and got mad, turning off likes. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what an idiot! All right, whatever. Now I feel honored that he took the time to talk about me. I also felt honored that when he searched for PlayStation Black Lives Matter, mine was the top search result. Venom Snake for Aussie 299. Police enforce COVID vaccine coming soon. I don't know about Australia if that's the case. I think we're going to see a lot of politicization around the COVID vaccine when it does come out, and it's going to be interesting. What if people have to make a decision whether to keep their kids out of school or make them get a vaccine that hasn't really been tested? That's something I foresee coming up, at least in our country. So we'll see what happens. Venom Snake for another Aussie 299. How badly are we losing the culture war?
Sure.
It's hard to tell. I mean,
It is.
We're going to find out in a few weeks, from my perspective, what's going to happen. So,
to me, it seems very like there'll be some good news, then there'll be some bad news, then some good news, and some bad news, and it just doesn't end, does it? You go crazy if you think about it too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think that you can say the people in power. If you want to say the people that are in power, yeah, we're losing. But I think that a lot of people are waking up. More and more people are waking up every day to what's going on, getting fed up with finally like the straws that are breaking the camel's back, whatever it may be, whether it's Twitter censorship, locking New York Post's Twitter account, things like that. I think more people are waking up. So it's interesting to think about.
Wake the fuck up. It's like...
Yeah, Mark, do you have any thoughts on the culture war as a soldier?
I'm not. Yes, and that's kind of what I was going to go. And I know Jeremy's probably going to like slam down on me for this, but I'm not crazy about contextualizing it as a war, because I think that then that gets people thinking that they need to fight in the memes, like have a firm position on absolutely everything because there's one team and then another. I think it's a much better idea to just kind of take each issue on sort of a case by case basis and. Like act on principle rather than as if you're a soldier in an army that needs to fight for a specific cause. Have your principles and act by them. And I think that that's usually the best way to go about things. But I mean, so take, for example, like online censorship. I can say that I'm against online censorship. But when you then say, oh, but if you're against online censorship, you also have to be against all these things and for all these things. I'm just like, well, I don't know that I'm ready to sign up for that. And like that, I don't know. I think that kind of thinking is how you end up with, got my beanie on, the Tim Pool style civil war. Like that's how that ended up happening.
You're selling buckets of food.
But all your doomsday prep supplies, I'm going to make myself a van.
That's right. Wolfsbane 499 says, what are your thoughts on Bad Robot maybe being brought in to fix Lord of the Rings? Worst decision in my opinion.
Fuck no. God almighty, no. No, get the Michael Scott clip. No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants that. I think people can get over nudity in Lord of the Rings. I don't think they can get over J.J. Abrams touching it. How about that?
No, I mean, the Lord of the Rings seems like it's going down the wrong path with everything we're hearing. And then I don't think anybody, JJ right now, like, JJ just has way too much negativity surrounding him. He's not quite where M. Night Shyamalan was, but he's not far away.
Yeah.
He has a lot more normie support, though, but still.
At least M. Night Shyamalan's ruining his own shit. Like it's all his, it's fucking like these random stories. It's not like it's most beloved franchises in history that he's destroying.
Out?
You are. Yeah, you are.
What the hell? All right, I'll just go off camera.
You live in Florida. Venom Snake, Australian 799. Play the song Trump is Your President remix on YouTube. It's non-copyrighted. Don't worry.
We're still going to stay away from any music. Never know.
Yeah, that's true. But thank you for the super chat, Venom Snake, and all the support. To Tim, 505, $2. What if Freeman got into Sam? Do you mean Smash? Who's Freeman? Into Smash? You guys know what they're talking about? Gordon. Mark's Googling it now.
No. Gordon Freeman from Half-Life.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. What if you got into Smash?
I was responding to something in chat. But I mean, sure.
Just give me a Half-Life movie with Bryan Cranston as Gordon Freeman. That's all I need. I'm
trying to think if there's any. I guess Valve. Gordon Freeman could be in Smash. I could see that. I was trying to think like Master Chief would probably work better, but I'm like, would they do like a Microsoft first party character like that? But I don't know. Yeah, Gordon Freeman would work though, because Valve isn't really on like a team console.
Give him the gravity gun. That'd be badass. That'd be badass. Have you guys played Ryan or Lethal? Have you guys played Half-Life 2?
I played a little Half-Life 2 back in the day, but it's like years ago. But I didn't finish it, and I didn't play too much of it.
I'm the same as Ryan on that one.
Such a great game. Such a great game.
I don't even play. I don't even have any Nintendo products, but I am 100% Sora for Smash.
I'm 100% anything like that's against Kingdom Hearts because I think it's really.
Well, I'm 100% against you. Fuck you.
If Sora's in Smash, then you can beat him up.
That's true. Just beat the shit out, little fuck.
I'll beat the shit out of you, you little fuck.
It's sort of hard to say though who could end up in Smash because like Bayonetta getting in there was pretty crazy. Yeah. Like I mean, I guess like she's sort of not owned by Nintendo, but it's now a Switch or like Wii U and Switch exclusive franchise. But
you got the Minecraft characters that are owned by Microsoft. They're in there.
I guess that's true.
They're in there.
But Bayonetta seems like just more mature from like a standpoint of like her audience isn't really the Smash audience. So like, but I don't know. She ended up in there, so who knows?
Where is it? This one. I want to highlight that one. Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
David clearly has autism.
You have some support from Nerd Cookies.
There you go.
It's a game for women, so it's not a surprise that Nerd Cookies likes it.
You're a fucking game for women.
Speaking of Nerd Cookies, $5. Was thinking about getting a Switch. What would you recommend as some of your top titles for the system? Well, I think that Jeremy would say Mario Odyssey. Jeremy would say the Nintendo, the fucking 3D All-Stars that's out. He would say freaking, what is it? Zelda Breath of the Wild. You would probably say Mario Kart. You got any others, Jeremy?
I mean, there's a list of mile long. I mean, it's just that Donkey Kong.
She's asking for some, yeah.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is out. That's a really good 2D side scroller game that's much like the Donkey Kong Country games back in the day. It's very difficult. It's not an easy game at all. And yeah, I mean, those are the top heavy games that Ryan mentioned are definitely the standouts for sure. But it really depends. Are you looking for party games? Are you looking for online games? Are you looking for local co-op or just the single players? Because there's a pretty much every.
If you're looking to just like waste your life away, then you can play Animal Crossing. So yeah,
my strong recommendations are Astral Chain and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
I knew Mark was going to say Xenoblade Chronicles.
It's really good. I really want to get back to it too. I'm only about halfway through it.
Modalicious for $2. You should have one gun per room. Simple feng shui. Yeah, that's true. That does make sense, Modalicious. Never thought about it.
In this apartment, I have more than one gun per room.
I am the gun in whatever room I'm in.
2Tim 505 for $2, and we're gonna get back to our topics. One rule in Smash game characters only: no Goku.
Is that even a thing? Would anyone want Goku? I mean, that just seems like an odd.
Chris is doing the Arthur fist right now.
That would be pretty cool, actually. So.
Just go look at every fucking thread Nintendo has. There's always some people in there spurging out about who they want in Smash and who they don't want in Smash. So
if you want to play as Goku in a fighting game, just play Dragon Ball FighterZ or Fighters because there's like 7 versions of Goku now. Every time they have DLC, they add a new version of Goku.
Yeah, that would be cool, though, I think. I'm going to turn all my Wi-Fi off so I can try to come back on camera. So,
go. Again, Jeremy lives in Florida. But speaking of video games, and thank you guys so much for the super chat and the support. We love you guys. But speaking of video games, Call of Duty Haunting of Verdansk is out right now. And it's just a small, like 2-week thing for Halloween. But I think a lot of us were really surprised when we played Warzone, how cool and unique the game mode was for the Warzone zombies. Now I know Jeremy was a part of that. He was watching the stream along with us. And what was your impressions watching us play that?
I thought that was really cool to watch. It just adds an entirely new dynamic to the. Am I still laggy? So all right,
yeah.
I'll go. It's still got an incredible dynamic to it because of the zombie aspect of it. Just seeing it from that perspective, from a viewer standpoint, was really cool, and just seeing how it changed the strategy involved with it, I enjoyed the hell out of watching it, and I want to play it. I'm not good at it, but I want to play it still. But it seemed like you guys had a lot of fun with it.
I think it was definitely interesting, and it changed the game completely. From all of a sudden now you're live after you're dead as a zombie, trying to get back, and also trying to fuck over the other team at the same time. Letha, what was your perspective on it?
The only thing I think it needs weaker zombies that are AI. So as we're doing Warzone, fighting each other, there should just be like your basic, zombies that just walk at you slow. They should just become more and more of them as the circle closes. And then when you die, you become the overpowered zombie. That's the only thing I'd change about it, just so there's more shooting and it's just, more action-packed.
Yeah, I was about to say, what would be neat about that, too, is you'd be forcing people to, A, be expending their ammo, and B, be putting themselves up on the radar if they want to fire their weapon, because, to give away their position. So it's like, do I fire this shot and kill this zombie, or do I find a way to run out of this building and not fire a shot, and then you might back yourself into a corner? It could create some cool situations.
So it'd be like Walking Dead, where they're like, oh, do we take them out quietly, or do we fire a gun and alert all of them? Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But I mean more alerting the other players of where you are.
I know.
The other warden. Oh, okay.
But then you could have stuff like just thinking on top of my head, like a decoy grenade. You throw that. Or even have the monkey bomb. Bring back the monkey bomb, where you throw the monkey bomb and then all the zombies flock to where the bomb is, so you can kind of use it to trap people.
Yeah, that's speaking of Half-Life, that's kind of a big thing that you use in Half-Life Alyx a lot. You've got this little spore grenade. It's in the original Half-Life 2 as well, where you chuck it and then a bunch of the ant lions, which are these big sort of Starship Troopers looking alien things that will then attack whatever you threw the thing at. It creates a little gas cloud.
Yeah, but I quite like it. It's not something I'm glad it's a limited time event, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and we all obviously know what this is about. This is from fucking Activision. It's about trying to get people to buy the special skins they have for this, get them to get the custom fucking character. Like, you saw Josiah. Josiah was sitting there the entire time we played this game. Every time we paused, he would go and look at the store, and he would just check out these things, and we'd be so tempted to buy them. We know that's why they're doing this. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy that shit. I'm not going to buy those just because it's not important to me. But I do think it's cool and unique and keeps the game fresh, which is something good. And I think, honestly, as shit as Call of Duty has been for the past couple years, I think we can all pretty much say that with Modern Warfare, I think we've all kind of enjoyed Modern Warfare, whether it's for the multiplayer or for Warzone. Yes. And Black Ops looks fun as shit as well. And Black Ops is not just, contrary to popular belief, Black Ops is not going to be just like Modern Warfare. Oh, here's the same game in a different time period. It's not how it works. It's a different studio that's developing it. It plays different. It looks different. So it's going to be a whole different animal.
Modern Warfare was the one that got me back into Call of Duty. Because I'd given up on it. I was like, it's just... Once they got the whole futuristic thing, I just did not like it. I played a bit of Black Ops 3, but yeah, whatever. But Modern Warfare was the one that brought me back in. And honestly, it was for nostalgia because I was like, I love the original Modern Warfare. So I played this. I was not liking Black Ops, but then Jeremy got us all to play that a little bit more. And that really grew on me. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think Black Ops is going to have a better multiplayer than Modern Warfare.
Interesting. Yeah, I really the Black Ops Cold War beta was great, and I'm like Lethal though. I mean, Modern Warfare is what pulled me back into Call of Duty. I was big Modern Warfare 1 and 2 fan, like pretty much everybody. Black Ops 1 is my favorite. Black Ops 2 was great, and after that, they just lost their way, and they were trying to do a lot of new things. And Modern Warfare really pulled it back, though, and brought it back to the forefront. And now looks like Black Ops is going to hopefully pick up off of that momentum and do their thing as well. So just give me Summit, firing range, and jungle.
Firing range, that was the shit.
Firing range is the best map I've ever played on a Call of Duty map in terms of multiplayer. So balanced, it's a perfect map. Firing range is a perfect map.
Speaking of balance, the one thing that shits me to the almighty fucking hell about Black Ops is skill-based matchmaking. I will never stop bitching about that.
Yeah, what do you think about skill-based matchmaking, Mark? Mark might have some insight.
I mean, I don't know that I'm quite as invested in it as even Lethal would be, because online shooters, I mostly will just play with friends. I'm not like a huge online shooter guy. I would prefer playing a difficult single player first person shooter and making that be the thing that I try to like get really good at and invest time in, because I find that online multiplayer, especially, you have a lot of those nights where it's like, okay, I'll play one more game, and then you look at the clock, it's 4 a.m. and you've got to like start getting ready to like get up and go to work. And so I tend to not do that too much. So I'm not even sure that I'd necessarily notice a major difference between skill-based matchmaking and whatever system of matchmaking they would use. I sometimes will notice things like if you're in games where the skill is terribly mismatched all the time, that can definitely be bad. So I would say that from my like amount of knowledge of the actual difference that it makes, I would think that skill-based matchmaking would be a good thing. But apparently Lethal really disagrees with that, and I don't have a solid argument against it. So I'm not going to try to make one.
Well, I think that Lethal's argument would probably be if you want to do skill-based matchmaking, and then make a ranked.
That is my argument. That is exactly my argument, and I think I got a clip of me yelling about it. I'll see if I can find it.
So just have like a quick play and a rank mode be separately.
There should just be a casual freaking play, and then if you want that skill base, if you want every fucking match to be
sweaty,
every match to be sweaty, then do a ranked mode. Same way Rocket League has that too. Rocket League has casual play and then competitive ranked mode play. Where you can level up. I don't know if they have the same thing in Valorant, or if Valorant is just pure.
I guess I did. Well, yeah, no, Valorant, there is like a casual mode and like the competitive mode. Competitive mode, though, is probably what ended up making me want to stop playing Valorant, just because I got on a kind of a losing streak and then bumped down to like a lower league. And then I ended up
4. It's only above stone.
No, it's there's no stone. Iron's the lowest. There's iron 1, 2, 3, bronze 1, 2, 3, silver 1, 2, 3, and then it starts getting into crazy names. But I was silver 3. Oh, no, sorry. I was I was bronze 3 for a good chunk of time, and then went on a pretty bad losing streak because I was doing competitive queue with like random people and not like my group of like army buddies who like I used to play Valorant with a lot. And then ended up in a league where everyone was so bad that I would just constantly be losing games and not able to win them unless I dice rolled and got on a team with like a couple decent players. But I don't know. Like that's kind of why like I don't really spend too much time with like competitive multiplayer shooters, because they can really be a time suck, and then they can be so demoralizing if you're like losing.
Oh, they absolutely can.
All right, go ahead.
Am I sharing?
Yeah, you're sharing.
All right, so this is from when we were all playing Black Ops together and we were having fun, and all of a sudden we got put in with a bunch of MLG players.
I can't get to inside.
I went negative.
Oh, that's when I got fucking destroyed.
By much.
I was 11 and 17.
I told you, we just played fucking.
I'm better
TSM.
than Ryan. That's all that fucking matters.
I died 24 times.
Dude had 40 eliminations.
What the fuck?
What is
Look at that streak he just got at the end. Holy shit.
That's bullshit.
Bro, go outside.
I'm like, motherfucker.
Have you heard of it?
It's good for
Or
your
a
skin.
shower. Like, he probably needs one of those too.
Dirty motherfucker. Clean yourself.
Damn.
Ain't no girl want to touch your PP when
Oh,
they can
that-
see the grime on it.
I just used might have been the
Hey,
one.
does anybody else
That
want
might
to
have
take
been
Ryan's spot so we can actually compete?
First of all, they wrecked us all, but I was like 4 for 23.
God, it's the skill-based matchmaking. Absolutely, it's the skill-based matchmaking. It's got to go, man. It's got to go. Why? Look, skill-based matchmaking.
Why even put it in?
Yeah.
If you're going to put it in, have a ranked mode. Do a ranked mode, all right? Where you move up in ranks and you play better and better people. But if you're just going to go casual play, it should just be, all right, here's the first lobby we got you in. Have fun. You might absolutely dominate them and rip them apart. There might be 10-year-old kids that only got the game because their dad bought it for them to get brownie points in a custody battle while they're going for a divorce. Or you might come up against fucking MLG pros. That's how it should be. If you're going to do skill-based matchmaking, do it in a fucking ranked mode.
That was a nice.
Oh, I
that was
do
a
like
nice
this.
And that's how I feel about
That was
skill-based
good.
matchmaking.
Maybe we should just upload that to the channel.
I could probably get more views than Mark's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, no, the video that I took like 30 hours making. Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see what I did yesterday on D-Day Cobra? Like, so I had this Jake Tapper video where I was calling him out for his mask hypocrisy. It didn't do shit. It only got like 4,000 views, so I deleted the video and re-uploaded it again. It got less views. Oh, fuck. See, I uploaded it when it was like my fourth or fifth video within 24 hours. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna delete it and re-upload it. Yeah, it got worse. So
Do you still get the ad revenue for what you got?
we'll find out.
Perfect answer.
I don't know. That's interesting. Reed Palantia for Australian $20 says, while films are very visual and emotional artistic medium, video games take it one step further into the realm of a unique personal experience. Jet Li. When you get a game done right, it is truly awesome. Is that a real quote from Jet Li? I didn't know Jet Li played video games. I thought he just did martial arts all day. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But I mean, I agree. I do think that the immersive experience of a video game, Ghost of Tsushima, between the story mode, all the side shit, and now Legends, you can sink fucking 100, 150 hours of your life into that easily.
Well, even if, say, you just went on YouTube and just looked up the Ghost of Tsushima, just main storyline cinematics, and you just watched it as a movie, it'd be the best movie I've seen so far all year.
That's true. It's just a good story. It's just a good basic story that doesn't try to do anything fucking groundbreaking. That doesn't try to I feel like there are some twists, but it's not like a subversion of expectations. It all makes sense and all leads to something. So then even when a twist does happen, it's like you weren't sure that was going to happen, but it makes sense. It's not just shock value for shock value's sake. It's not some fucking dude getting his head beaten with a golf club because you didn't want to tell people you made a game about a little girl and a fucking giant one. I don't know.
I will say it's kind of weird how Jin gets right to the end of the game, then forgives the Khan.
yeah, exactly. That would be made by Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann. We have another super chat here from Biggles. He says, Ghost is amazing. Jeremy is lame, but we should carry him if he gets it. He has it.
You have it.
He has it. So maybe we should do Lethal. We should do one, you and me and Jeremy and Jay, to get them leveled up.
Fucking hell, dude.
Yeah. I
was playing COD with Jay today. Oh my God. I love him, but oh my God.
Is he worse than me?
Well, he understands the concept of we got to get in the circle.
That's because he's a Fortnite kid.
Yeah. Well, for once, Fortnite actually helped someone.
Oh man.
And then Biggles also says, and I got a new mic. Nice. So that's good. I think you were using like one of those $7.99 like ones that you buy at the fucking counter at Walgreens or some shit. One of those mics. That's what it sounded like before Biggles. So I'm glad you got a new mic, buddy. That's awesome. Geeky Pixie for $2 says, I can carry Jeremy to gold. I don't mind. There you go, Geeky Pixie. Thank you very much. Mark, did you? I guess I was gonna finish up the Warzone zombies, but I guess you already spoke your piece about that. So speaking of video games, let's talk about the console that is changing the world. The great success that is Google Stadia. I don't think any of us here play Google Stadia. What, Mark? Yeah. I made him laugh. I cracked the cyborg. So the thing is, I don't think any of us here have played Google Stadia because they have a player base of around less than 10,000 people. Almost as low as Marvel's Avengers. That's how low the Google Stadia user base is. But it's just been a complete utter failure. And whether it's from a marketing standpoint, whether from it's how their shit actually works.
It's 100% the business model. The business model for Stadia is just so horrible.
Explain it. Mark.
Okay, so for Stadia, you need a Stadia controller. At the very base minimum, you need one of their controllers. You need some kind of dongle interface to get, like, say, a Google Chrome, I think, is one of the things that they most often recommend, so that you can actually, but I think there's other things that you can use to connect it, or just play on a computer, I believe. You then have to sign up for a subscription. That's a monthly fee. So that's basically the price of your console. You can also have a monthly fee to get an Xbox Series X, by the way. Like, that's semi-relevant, but the Stadia is the affordable console. And then games are full price, and you have to buy them. And if Stadia goes under, those games are going to be gone, and it's doing very poorly. So there's a good chance that you might have spent $60 on Red Dead Redemption 2 for Stadia, and in a year or two that you're just never going to be able to play or access that. You also can't share save progress with, say, your Steam version of Red Dead Redemption or your Xbox version or your PlayStation version. So it's not supplemental at all. Like, Google Stadia is trying to be the thing you play on, not a streaming service that you use to play games that you're playing also on other systems. And it's not for anybody. There's nobody that would pay that much money to play games that is like, well, this is awesome, so I don't have to buy a console or get a PC. Like, there's no one that's going to make that decision. Like, I think the only people who are playing Stadia also have other systems to play on, and they're playing it for a novelty. So I don't know. It's the stupidest thing.
The entire idea of, like, what their goal is, right? If you don't know, I think most people in the audience probably do not know what Stadia is, but essentially it's just the controller. There is no console. It is all through the cloud. It's cloud gaming. It's that's how you're doing. That's how you're accessing your game, is through the internet, to get to the cloud, to just play the game, right? Not to matchmake, not any of that, just to physically play the game. So with that, you need a fucking really good internet connection just to be able to do that. One that I would say less than 5% of people in the fucking world probably have an internet connection that is good enough to get the type of frame rates and resolution that they are targeting.
And advertising.
The
other thing, though, is that I think that even, like, I agree with you in that it's crazy how poorly it works for most people, but I'm saying that even, like, let's go in a fantasy world where Stadia works perfectly. It still sucks. Like, that's kind of my big thing. It's like, from the get-go, Google Stadia is shitty before you even get to the point that you're playing a game. And so if the game runs perfectly, it's like, okay, well, at least you're getting what you paid for. But also, in addition to it being a crappy business model from the get-go, it doesn't work very well for most people that play it. I'm sure there's people who have, like, insane internet that have very, very low input lag, relatively speaking, on the games they're playing. But I've heard people be like, oh, Destiny 2 works amazingly well. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, compare it to, like, playing with, like, a mouse. Like, you honestly think mouse aim on, like, a Stadia controller is, like, the input lag is going to be sufficient? Because I don't buy it, personally.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's just rife with people that even do play it. The couple people in the world, the input lag is ridiculous. Let alone if all the other goal is to be able to stream from that, like, directly stream using your Stadia. So not only are you using that bandwidth to play your fucking game, now you're trying to stream through that too, and it's a fucking mess. It's not going to survive. But somebody seems a little salty about it, and that is a guy named Alex Hutchinson. Let's show what he said the other day, and he got fucking destroyed. You want to see a ratio? Here's a ratio. 5.3K likes to 18.7 quote tweets and 18.4 comments. This is what he says. And he is creative director. And he removed this. He changed his bio, just so you guys know. It used to say creative director at Google Stadia. He changed that to SG&E Montreal Studio because it is a studio for Stadia, but it made it seem like he's more involved with Stadia than he really was, and they wanted him to change it.
Did he always have the caps lock? All opinions are my own at the end of the
No, I don't believe so. But he says this is talking about Twitch, right? Because Twitch recently had a big change in their DMCA, which now you can't just play whatever the fuck you want with no worries for copyright on there. There's actually shit you have to worry about now. Streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. Now, I feel like that's pretty strange because I think the vast majority, like 99.5% of people that are streaming probably paid for their game.
Yeah, what is he on about with that? How am I going to stream a game if I don't own it?
Well, there are some people, right, especially the big people on Twitch that do get paid to, get free copies of games to whether it's to review them, to promote it, whatever. That happens.
But it's not like it's a stolen game.
True.
Here, I think I can explain it. As a statement, he's right. Like, he actually isn't wrong about that. Like, we should kind of be worried about the fact that game publishers could just decide, oh, we're going to consider this our intellectual property. So if you stream our game, we own the property you're using, so we can enforce rules to have takedowns or take your monetization money, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, there's a million bad things they could do.
Nintendo.
His problem, Nintendo kind of does do that stuff sometimes.
They used to do it, until they finally fucking caught up with the times.
Yeah, but the big thing here is that Twitter and a tweet is not the place to make this point the way I think he probably intended to make it, because all it sounds like he's doing, especially being like a blue checkmark guy who works for effectively a game publisher for Google, like arguably a gigantic one if they ever made a single game that anyone cared about. But I think that even bringing it up is almost in poor taste, because it's like, well, that's it for the world of video game streaming if that happens. Or it would get to the point that the only people who would ever be streaming games are people that are like licensed by the publisher to stream those games, and it would really, really cut down on the amount of like freedom of expression to like actually talk about the games in their forms. Like, people that are critical of The Last of Us 2 wouldn't have been able to play through The Last of Us 2 laughing at it. It would only be people who are like full-blown Sony ponies that aren't going to say a single bad thing about the game. And
we know someone like that.
Yeah. Well, and even the take, he didn't really get ratioed on this take. What happened was the follow-up, because like this, I can see where you're saying, Mark, in this argument. The problem is fucking this. The real truth is that streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like a real business and paying for the content.
The thing is, they do. That's what you're doing when you buy the game. Like, that's
right. But what he's saying is that when we stream Mario Kart over on Gaming with Geeks, that the bits, all the shit, the subs, all we get over there, we should be sharing that.
They should be getting a cut. Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, no, but let me hear me out, because this guy got ratioed rightfully so. But let me ask this question: is like, what's the difference in us streaming a game versus us watching a movie right now in its entirety and reacting to it?
Honestly, I don't think there should be a difference. I think you should be able to do that.
Yeah, but the point is you can't with movies and television shows, but you can watch a story-driven video game in its entirety on YouTube. And I understand that there's positives and negatives that goes with that. I mean, Nintendo was absolutely, completely out of their minds in how they handled it. I get they had some logical reasoning from their standpoint, because they always said, like, we want people to experience our games firsthand instead of watching them be played. But overall, it wasn't helping their business model, what they were doing. And ultimately, I think that there's a bigger opportunity to expand your player base by embracing this type of stuff than to, withhold it. But there is something to be said that I can buy a movie, but I can't watch that movie in its entirety on YouTube right now.
I would make the argument that if you were doing a movie commentary, like if you were talking over the movie with friends, like, I don't know, the way they do on like EFAP movies and stuff, but they cut it down so that they don't get takedowns. I think you should be able to do that, because the big thing with fair use is like, are you making a transformative work out of the original work, yes or no? And I don't think that watching, say if we fired up an episode of like a random show right now and we're joking through it, we're pointing out the silly things in it, and people who are watching it to see us talk about the thing we're watching. They're not tuning in to be like, oh, I'm going to catch the season finale of The Boys.
I'm going to watch this episode of The Boys, and it's going to take me 8 hours to watch it because these people are pausing the entire way through.
Yeah, like I think that I don't think you should be getting DMCA takedowns if you are actually transforming it. Now, if it's just like we bring up this play window and like, I don't know, play Tenet just on here and we're just sitting here watching it, then you could make the argument that like, okay, you just broadcasted this movie and people might watch it and then not want to go pay for it. So you actually,
it's a slippery slope. For instance, like The Last of Us is a story-driven game.
Yeah,
and
video games though, it's like watching it's not really a out and out substitute for playing it though. Like you aren't getting the full experience if you're just watching the game. You're getting, for a game like The Last of Us, you're getting a good chunk of the experience. But even a game like Life is Strange or something, like one of the, or like a Telltale game where it's all story and effectively no gameplay, you're still not the one making the choices. So you can make the argument that you're not getting the experience of playing the game because you're not selecting the dialogue choices yourself. You're at the mercy of whatever the streamer is doing.
It also helps when Neil Druckmann makes the specific statement, nothing in the world compares to actually playing this game.
Yeah. Fucking.
What are we going to say, Lethal?
Yeah, what were we going to say, Lethal?
So I think, but you kind of touched on it then. I said, I think the point that Jeremy was getting at is what's the difference between watching that and then me just typing in, like I said before, Ghost of Tsushima, all cutscenes where there's no commentary, no nothing. It's just as of watching a movie.
Yeah.
And then again, there's no gameplay. I'm not the one doing the counters or, landing the shots or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is a slippery slope. I mean, because to Mark, like Mark said, he said, well, you have paid for the game. That's, because he says like they should be buying the license. He said you have paid for the game, but I was like, well, yeah, but I have paid for the movie too. But you still can't show that movie in its entirety or even full scenes of that movie without them coming after you. So there's a precedent in the world of this, but it is different. A movie and a video game, there is a difference in experience. But what this guy's a fucking pork wallet. So I'm not trying to just, defend this guy. This guy's a twat waffle. So I'm not really worried about him. But to say that just buying the game gives you the right to do all of this, like, I think I agree with that, but it does offer an interesting perspective when you think about it from movies and television show standpoints.
Yeah.
And then to go to the next level, if I want to stream a Star Wars game, I've got to turn off the music. Otherwise, John Williams copyrights it.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Gustav Holst's Mars is in the background of my Squadrons video, as well as my Jedi Fallen Order video and Force Unleashed video, because it sounds very Star Warsy, but it's old and it's public domain.
Well, and the thing is, this entire take is dog shit and bullshit. The reason he got ratioed because he's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
These companies pay people to stream it. They pay Twitch streamers to play their shit because it promotes it. In the same way that you're going to be watching fucking ads when you watch YouTube. Are you going to buy the thing that tells you to wax your fucking balls with? No, probably like to every 20 people that click on that, no one will probably buy it. But maybe 1 out of 100 people might show interest in it. It's the same way with Twitch streams. When people see us playing Ghost of Tsushima and having fun, they get interested. Like, wow, I might want to play that game too. Same with Call of Duty, same with all this shit. The game developers and publishers understand this, which is why they actively work with people like Valorant. Remember when Valorant fucking came out? All the people that were playing that on Twitch, that is the reason that game, that we even knew what the fuck that game was. Because they organized with these streamers to get them to play this game to promote it. This take is fucking dog shit. He probably doesn't understand that people are actually paying for games because no one's paid to play a fucking Google Stadia game. That's probably the reason he's so fucking confused.
Google Stadia is only not successful because of piracy.
Yeah, everyone's stealing our content. That must be it. Well, there you go. Blue-Eyed Scorpio says, watching you guys play Ghost Tsushima made me never want to touch that game. Well, fuck you.
It made me want to buy a better system so it would run better.
Yeah, and he got destroyed. Like, listen, when you get schooled by Boogie, he rightfully says here, also, holy shit, if I ratio here, you're seriously fucked because I'm one of the most hated people on the internet. He's not wrong. Look at what Jacksepticeye says. I find this thinking extremely ironic, considering you have fan art of me, a streamer, as your banner from when I played Savage Planet. You even cropped out their watermark on the banner and haven't given them credit for it anywhere. Very hypocritical. Let's see if this fuck has changed it, actually.
You meant... Oh, nope. No! That's ballsy.
Wow.
I mean, incredible.
You can almost always, when someone is preaching loudly about shit, you can always expose them as a complete and total hypocrite. So,
yeah, this guy got fucking destroyed. And Google Stadia went out of their way to say, hey, just so you guys know, this guy doesn't represent us. He doesn't represent YouTube. He doesn't represent Google. We don't think that way. We want people to stream games. Please continue to stream games. So
you got to give him points for that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Mr. Beast, can I jump in and also ratio? Can we also ratio with my reply to my ratio attempt? He's getting close. But yeah, immediately Google distances itself from Stadia creative director Alex Hutchinson. They do not reflect the views of Stadia, YouTube, or Google. Streamers about here it is. That's what he said. Google's global head of gaming, YouTube, Ryan Wyatt, tweeted, "We believe that publishers and creators have a wonderful symbiotic relationship, no P there, that has allowed a thriving ecosystem to be created. One that has mutually benefited everyone. YouTube is focused on creating value for creators, publishers, and users. All ships rise when we work together." Which, as cringe as that fucking statement is, he's right. He's right. That's why they do this.
I like that. In all honesty, I like that. It's like just hypothetically, we rewind the clock 2-3 years ago. Ryan Johnson's going crazy, calling everyone a racist and sexist, and then all of a sudden you just see the Star Wars account tweet, "Nah, we don't. We're not cool with that. We don't. That doesn't respect us. Our product's still fucking shit, but we're not cool with that."
Yep.
Yeah, I checked the private chat, Jeremy. I don't know if you saw that. It's just a couple comments up when you see it. It's pretty good. All right, but Mark, do you have any other comments on Google Stadia or Alex Hutchinson?
Not really. I think I've said my piece.
I think so too. Lethal, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, this whole product's trash, and the guy that said it was just a total idiot, and rightfully so. Stadia's distancing themselves from him, and I think that's the right call.
There you go. Jeremy, got anything else?
No, on that topic or not?
Yeah, on that topic, yeah.
No, on that topic, no. I mean, it's I think Lethal's. I actually like Lethal's point about it's cool that they did kind of, separate themselves from it. And if it would have been nice if Lucasfilm would have done the same thing with Ryan Johnson, I'm sure we would have a much better perspective if Lucasfilm actually had the balls to distance themselves from their radical left-wing nonsensical employees that call their fans racist and sexist. So
there you go.
That's a good take.
Broba Fett becomes a channel member. Thank you, Broba Fett. And I saw you saying in chat, it's ironic you just became a member on Gaming with Geeks, and then we left the channel to bring the podcast here. But we do appreciate you coming over here, man. Thank you. David Fredrickson for $5. Someone needs to Mystery Science Theater 3000 a viewing of The Limp Jedi. Ooh. There has been so many people. You know what Mystery Science Theater is?
Oh yeah, of course.
No, I got no idea.
Lethal's too little.
I've actually never watched Mystery Science Theater. I know what it is, but I can't call myself a fan.
I mean, it's basically people that are just watching the movie and making fun of it. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally what's been done to The Last Jedi for the last 3 years.
Well, it's actually funny. I went on, like, I don't know if it was, I guess it was a stream. It was on Twitch where some friends of mine from just like a Facebook group were watching The Last Jedi. And basically I was talking the entire time shitting on the movie. And they're like, yeah, we want to do this more like Mystery Science Theater. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but this movie sucks. And they're like, stop talking about how Rey has no character development. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but thank you, David. Yeah, that'd be funny if that happened. Venom Snake for Aussie 299. PewDiePie declined to join the AOC stream, by the way.
He declined? Like he actively declined?
Yeah, if you can tell me where that's at, that's an interesting story.
I will totally cover that if he actively declined. But
if it wasn't just like he didn't respond, or if he was just like, nah, bros. Like if he said that, then that's a story.
I can't imagine Hassan Piker being very nice to PewDiePie.
the fact that she was on with that fucking clown. So
you got 2 United States congresswomen on with a dude who said America deserved 9/11.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Hassan Piker said that.
And that's only the second worst thing about him. He's actually related to Cenk Uygur. That's the worst thing.
I do like the pictures that Mark was sending though, where we're taking a screen cap of her and put her in.
That's pretty funny.
On the bridge in PUBG.
My friend Joey made that meme. It was pretty good. I don't think my buddy Joey made the no Russian one, but he did make
Russian one. I am not joking, man. I was at the train station when you sent that message, and I was in fucking hysterics, man. People were looking at me like I was a Looney Tune, man. That was the funniest part, man. Remember, no Russian. It's just AOC in the corner playing the game. Yeah.
I guess here I'll bring it up on screen. I just gotta find it in our chat because I don't have it on my computer, just on my phone. Okay, cool. Here, so share screen.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, check your private message, Ryan.
Yeah,
that is so perfect right there. That is awesome right there.
The look on her face is what makes it too. It's really good. Yeah, that's Joey's thing. And that one you have to know the PewDiePie
somebody please
Gamer Award situation
somebody
together.
Please put the cat ears headphones on her, like right there, because that's what he was wearing during that moment, you know.
Oh man.
So good.
Oh man, but yeah, I don't think we saw anybody say that Pewds actually actively denied it, because if he did, that would be great. But I don't think he did.
Yeah, if he actually passed on it and was like, no, I don't want to play with you.
Yeah,
like that'd be a shot. And PewDiePie is trying to stay away from everything right now.
Yeah.
Fuck. So that'd be shocking. But if he did, let us know.
I think the decision to play games, like as a gaming content creator, if you were to make the decision to like get on a stream with a politician during an election cycle, that like it does polarize you, whether you say anything political on the stream or not. So I would completely understand if he was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do nothing against you, but like I don't want to do it just because.
Well, Pewds cares. Pewds is smart enough to realize, but the rest of them don't. The rest of them are just like, all like, oh, AOC. They don't care. They don't know. They don't pay attention. They don't know.
They can't comprehend that half of the population of likely the world disagrees with them. Like that's the thing. They can't comprehend that having someone like that on there would be polarizing.
Yeah,
they don't get it.
But they do. They do get it. But they get it in their own little echo chamber, because there's no way they would play with a member from the Trump administration. Because their Twitter echo chamber wouldn't allow them. Like, I'll tell you right now, point blank, I would love to have AOC come on here and talk with me and Ryan. I would love to have that.
I'm sure Lethal would want to be part of it based on the pictures he's seen of her too.
I don't want to talk to her. I want to sleep with her.
But yeah, so AOC is welcome to come on to Geeks and Gamers anytime and have a discussion with us. We know that's not going to happen, but at the same time, obviously, yes, we would have someone from the Trump administration on too, because we're not scared to talk to people regardless. Pokimane would not join a Kaylee McEnany stream. She just would. You know, could you imagine Kaylee going, "Hey, I'm going to play Among Us. Let's get Hassan and, Pokimane and Jacksepticeye." None of them would join.
Be like, you're part of a white supremacist fascist dictatorship and you want to play video games? That's what it would be. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that's the problem with it.
Schnick says we could title the stream "Two Geeks and Gamers Spit Roast a Young Politician." Yeah, potentially. And then Venom Snake follows it up with an Aussie $2.99. I dare AOC to debate Ben Shapiro. Listen, first of all, it's very disrespectful to refer to her as AOC. That's what her fans call her.
That was news to me. That's the first I've ever heard of this. I didn't realize that was the thing that bothered her at all.
It doesn't. It just, she's like, I feel disrespected. You should call me Congresswoman.
You can call me MTC if you want. I don't give a shit.
I wanted to retweet her and say, you're a fucking waitress or you're a fucking bartender. But I didn't because I wanted to keep my Twitter account.
Dude, he called Trump called I think he called Adam Schiff. I think he called him Watermelon Head yesterday at the rally. Like he literally just said like he called him Watermelon Head. Trump is such a troll. I love it so much.
Hold on. What about this?
Mark Zero, I actually am super offended by though.
Oh
shit! I realized I gotta record that video. I have a video where I actually do make a Mark Zero joke in the video, and I haven't got around to making it yet because I've been getting busy with other projects.
You did the script though.
Yeah, no, the script's written.
I know. 2Tim505 for $2. Have you seen Super Mario Brothers Z? If not, it's on YouTube.
I have not. Here. Yeah. So Trump called this guy right here. He called him at the rally yesterday. He called him Watermelon.
It's just any like childish thing you can pick apart. What was that? Hey, can you get that clip of him talking to Rand Paul?
What was it?
Rand Paul when he calls him ugly.
Oh, of course I can. Of course I can.
Trump called Rand Paul ugly or the other way around?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, Rand Paul. It's funny. You got to watch it. It's just like Rand Paul is like saying that Trump makes fun of people's looks. And then the zinger is just incredible. Geeky Pixie for $2. I'm looking forward to Uche's stream tonight. Is that happening, Jeremy? Phasmophobia tonight?
Yeah.
There you go. That'll be awesome. That will be awesome. Someone says, I think AOC is great because of her work in New York. Ohio got 1,000 new Amazon jobs.
That's all right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, the plenty of material, Aiden. Yeah, that's what we're going to see here in a second. And then we'll get back to actual video games. Maybe.
All right, here we go. You want me to play it?
Yeah.
All right, share audio. Oh, so good. Trump's such an asshole.
My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? And would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump. I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there.
Oh my God.
This is President of the United States, everybody. I love it.
That's why they all fucking hated him, though. He stood there with 20 Republicans who have been working in the party the whole time. And he basically said, fuck all of you. I'm not going to do what you say. And he ended up winning people over. It's crazy. But there it is. Now, speaking of video games, Mark, you had brought up some kind of Bethesda rune thing. You said it was crazy. I had no idea what you were talking about.
It is pretty crazy. Okay, so you didn't look it up or anything?
Didn't have time.
Oh, okay. So
I was working on videos. They're 13 gigs.
Last year, a game came out called Rune 2, that was developed by Human Head Studios, the company that I think probably they're most famous for having made the version of Prey 2 that got canceled. And the day the game came out, every single member of the development team quit, and Bethesda hired them all at a new studio. So essentially just all the employees moved from one studio to the other and left the publisher of Rune 2 kind of holding the bag with no development support, no source code, nothing to support the game with. And now Ragnarok, who is the publisher, is suing ZeniMax and Bethesda, and I guess effectively now Microsoft, saying that they essentially sabotaged their game because it's a fantasy RPG, and their assertion is that they sabotaged it so that it wouldn't be able to compete with the Elder Scrolls. So that's pretty much it from like nothing really much has happened with it other than that. But I did think that was pretty crazy. Like there's a lot more details about it online, but I don't think I would be able to speak on them with any real authority.
Just based on that, I might be way wrong on this one, but to me that kind of sounds like they got no case. They just got wrecked.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of shitty what they did. Like they launched a game that was supposed to be supported with like patches and everything, but just the developers working at the studio that developed it all happened to quit, essentially just shutting down the studio entirely. And then they all magically got a job at the same studio.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. It's shitty. It's a shitty thing to do, but like, what's the legal case?
I don't know. I'm not defending them from a legal standpoint. I want to make that clear.
There could be like some type of thing if it was organized, if it was planned, if they could prove that the reason they did it was to like tortious interference, right? Mm-hmm. If they were legitimately trying to interfere with their business practice to undermine them in such a way, and they had enough power to make that a feasible thing, there is a legal case there. But like I said, I'd have to obviously look into it. Now that you said that and I like pulled it up, I remember this because I remember this article, which I've clicked on before. This is back in July when we first started hearing about it. We got stabbed in the back. How Rune 2 survived one of the worst game launches in years. And it's exactly what you're talking about, Mark, that more than 2 years after it was announced, the game launched on Epic Game Store, Mark's favorite, on November 12th. And on November 13th,
that's why I didn't play it.
The developer closed its doors, leaving the game orphaned. And as if it weren't bizarre enough, Human Head resurfaced the very same day at Bethesda. They got bought out by Bethesda at Roundhouse Studios. So that is kind of crazy.
What's crazy though is Bethesda shut down their Prey 2, which looked awesome. Like I don't know if you guys have not seen the initial trailer for Prey 2, that doesn't have anything to do with the Prey that Arcane made a couple years ago. It's like a space bounty hunter game that's got like sort of Titanfall like movement. It's a really cool trailer that has the Johnny Cash cover of Rusty Cage by Soundgarden. And apparently a bunch of the initial gameplay impressions of people that actually played the game itself thought it was really, really good. So it getting canceled and Bethesda just kind of said, oh yeah, no, it didn't live up to expectations. So we canceled the game. Disappointed me because I thought the game looked awesome. But I do recommend watching that trailer though. So it seems weird though that Human Head seemed like they got screwed by Bethesda and then are now like pulling shady things on their other publisher that actually did give them a job and then going to Bethesda. I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Yeah. It is strange. Now Jeremy
Mark mentioned Titanfall and I perked up.
We can play the Prey 2 trailer without music, but the music will get claimed. It's a really good song,
let's see the trailer. But yeah, I was looking.
Ryan, can you just look it up or
I was trying to get the timestamp for Warzone, that part where Lethal and Josiah were wrecking fools and finished second. I don't remember what the timestamp was, so I was kind of distracted looking for that.
It happens every Wednesday and every Thursday if you're in Australia.
I put it in the private chat.
I think I got it.
I think I might have it.
Does it look like this, Mark?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so this game was like Prey was an id Software game that came out a few years before this one and kind of disappeared. It's like an alien abduction game where sorry?
It hit me.
Yeah, so now here you kind of hear the Johnny Cash guitar playing like.
Do I have this? I think I have it. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm at 2 times speed.
Yeah, I was about to say it seemed like it was moving quick, but it's been a while since I've seen the trailer.
That's how I typically watch YouTube, especially when I'm watching the quarter end. Shout out Jeremy Hambley.
Yeah, and I forget what year this was. I think this was like maybe 2013 that this is coming out. So
This little fuck.
like this is a CGI trailer. Obviously, it's not gameplay. But when you see how he starts chasing the bounty down, it seemed like they were going to do a lot of like kind of cool movement mechanics and stuff, and have it be a lot faster than the original Prey, and significantly faster than the Prey that we just got, the Arcane one. That's more of a BioShock type game.
He just fucked that random dude up.
I remember seeing
And
this.
there is some gameplay videos of it too, and you can see him slide under the thing there.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. And with the music that they have in the trailer too adds a lot to it too. So I do recommend watching it on your own time later. But
Interesting.
it seems like this studio did get kind of screwed by Bethesda because they had a really solid looking game that could have put them on the map as being a pretty amazing studio, but it sort of mysteriously got canceled. And now Bethesda is having them do similarly shady things to another studio, or at least not now, last year. And now it's even more complicated because apparently now this is Microsoft's problem. And
Yeah.
I don't know if Microsoft knew that this was going on because it seemed like this legal case sprung up after the Microsoft acquisition. So
That guy's dead. Look at that.
Wrecked his bitch ass.
teleported him actually and said bounty delivered.
Yeah, wrecked.
Yeah, wrecked.
Oh
These
shit!
guys are gonna get wrecked though.
This is gonna be a Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man situation, huh?
Yeah, I think they might have kind of stolen it from this.
Look at that big motherfucker. Wanted dead. That's a bounty.
Yeah, that's a
There it
game
is.
that will never come out. So
Well,
Rough.
you just wasted 3 minutes of your time, ladies and gentlemen. Mark cock teased you for fucking no reason. But you a game that will never see the light of
here's
day.
what I do.
Yeah, Mark's a cock teaser. Jeremy,
Confirmed.
did you find what you needed?
I'm still looking. No, I moved away
Okay.
from it. Somebody told me it was in the first hour. I think I've gotten it close. So you guys keep doing your thing.
All right. Well, why don't I look for that? And you, since we have over 400 people here now, why don't you tell everybody a little more about what we started talking about today about G.I. Joe, since now everyone's here.
Yeah. So Game Mill Entertainment. That is the developer behind G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. That's a game I've been looking forward to for a while. I covered the trailers here on the channel, talked about my excitement for the game. They reached out to me, offered me a code, and I just didn't respond, didn't want it. Went out and bought the game. Didn't really like the game that much from a technical standpoint. I did like it from a G.I. Joe standpoint. I think they did a very good job with the characters. And honoring G.I. Joe and giving it the right feel and the right vibe. But from a gameplay standpoint, I said in my review, basically don't buy the game if you're not a G.I. Joe fan, even at the $40 price tag. Even at $40, I was like, this game is not worth your time if you're not a Joe fan. If you're a Joe fan, it's a good game experience from a G.I. Joe standpoint, but not a good video game. So then they reached out to me based on that video and said that they wanted to hear more about what I had to say. Which was actually very shocking for a developer to reach out to, someone that's been very critical of them. So I gave them my phone number. The CEO of the company called me. We had a good conversation. He said that they wanted to work on some patches based on the criticisms that we're willing to give them. Then he put me in contact with the lead developer or the lead production designer. And then we had a conversation and I basically told them, if they're really looking for good feedback, then they need to let me give codes to people on the team like Mark and Ryan and Lethal and Uche has a code, and we can all kind of really get involved and we can give them some really good feedback. So for all the complaining we do about developers and studios and movie directors that can't take criticism, this is a huge win for fans, and it's a huge win for Geeks and Gamers, and we're going to try to maximize this opportunity and maybe open us up to more opportunities in the future. But I very much appreciate them reaching out, and now we've got an opportunity for all the guys on the team that are going to be able to play this game. Next week, we're trying to line something up to have someone from the company on the podcast, and we're going to talk to them directly. So good stuff all the way around.
All right. I'm still looking. Lethal, do you know what he's talking about? Isn't the second game we played? So the first game that you played
Yeah, if the zombie one, right?
towards the end?
Yeah, that's where it would be.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm getting close here. Let me just share my screen so you guys can see a little bit of it as we get here. Now, right now, I don't know if I shared my fucking audio. Fucking stupid ass.
Did you find it?
I think so. At least I think I'm pretty close.
I'm at 3641, and I think I found it. So I don't know where you're at.
Got one. This is right towards the end. Josiah's a zombie.
Yes, that's where I was. Yeah. I think this is it.
You guys hear it? It sounds really quiet to me, but it's
Really
full blast.
quiet. It's really quiet.
Building right here.
Dude, I came so close to killing him.
The Ryan swearing was pretty loud.
That's true.
What's up with you two? You two zombies?
Look at these fucking zombies jumping around. Here's Lethal.
It's all you, buddy.
I think
And
Lethal is the
and
only one alive, right?
Every Wednesday we run this on Twitch, guys, and Lethal and Josiah are really, kind of like the top heavy part of the team. They're really awesome, and obviously the rest of the guys are good too. But
Oh man! Wait, you come back?
Wait, did you come back after that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Oh man! Wait, you come back? No,
Yeah, because I think they either got fourth or second on this one, you
I think
guys.
this is fourth,
you
right?
need to be a human.
I think this one was fourth and the next one was second.
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't come back. So
Place, so
There we
that
go.
was pretty good.
But yeah, you can check out some of that good shit.
Insane.
Warzone Wednesdays
mhm.
on the Twitch stream. Let me catch you up with some of these super chats, guys. Thank you so much. Wolfsbane for $5. That sounds similar to 2K and Alien Colonial Marines.
Yeah. I was actually it's actually
You
funny.
got a fucking another dog in your lap now.
Yeah, she was kind of growling, so I picked her up. But
right.
yeah, this is JoJo. Everybody
Why'd
who
you
doesn't
gnaw
know
on your foot.
she actually, honestly, she does gnaw on my leg when it's off. It's
Oh my
funny
god.
how- she'll be like, JoJo, stop playing with my prosthetic leg.
Miss Martin Muses for $1 and a rose. Thank you so much, Teresa. Thanks for being here. And then Nico Blue Star Woke for
Hey, my guy.
for €1 with a little emoji of a guy like this and drooling. So thank you very much, Nico. I don't know how to describe that. But Venom Snake $2.99. Ryan, why do you live in Cali, bro? Very cringe. Pretty cringe. It's pretty cringe to call it Cali. I'll be honest with you, but I'm here for my work. So, and I'm gonna be able to leave.
Cali.
I'm gonna be able to leave pretty soon. So,
Why do
Do
you
you
live
listen
where
to,
you
do you
live,
listen to
bro?
California Love by Tupac? Just to, make you feel good.
Good no, I
song.
don't.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's very cringe where I live. Ugh, it's awful. It's almost as bad as living in Canada. Subhuman with a $3 super chat. Did you see that face when I said that? That was the meanest I've ever seen him look.
Huh?
Canada sucks, Mark.
Oh, making fun of Canada, I guess.
Yeah, you went
No,
Mark went like
just
this.
the communist
I was like,
one.
wait, why? For a second, I'm like, why
Mark
am I
went like
full
this.
screen right now?
His eyes got very
Eyebrows
small.
furrowed. Yeah.
It's like he was trying to fit in with Extra Girl's family. Subhuman for a $3 super chat with a fist bump super sticker. Thank you very much, Subhuman. Appreciate that. Yeah, Cali, bruh. I see that. All right, guys. Well, we have been going for almost an hour, 45 minutes here. Let's talk about what we've been playing this week. For myself, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I've been playing a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone. And, God, I think that's about it. What about you, Mark?
I have played a fair amount of Doom Eternal's Ancient Gods DLC, and it is very difficult on Ultraviolence. Having a tough time with some of the encounters, but liking it a lot. Played a Ghost of Tsushima Legends with you guys, and last night I went on kind of a footage capturing marathon for the November new release video that I'm working on. So I played Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is not very good, and it's very hard to find a match in now. What else did I play? Oh, Singularity, and there was one other thing, but I'm kind of forgetting what it is now. So basically just like an hour or two of a bunch of different little games, and then Doom Eternal, essentially, mostly.
There you go. What about you, Lethal?
What have I been playing? Call of Duty, Warzone, Avengers, Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and Genshin Impact.
There it is.
No Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, I played most of that last week.
I've actually been trying to get back onto obviously the games we play live, Mario Kart, Call of Duty, things like that. But I've been wanting to try to play American Fugitive some more. I have that on Switch, and I bought it a couple months ago and played a little bit of it and very much enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of the Grand Theft Autos prior to GTA 3, like the top-down perspective. And it's pretty cool. It's an interesting game for sure. I kind of want to get further into that when I get some time. But yeah, other than that, and then I am thinking about getting BioShock remastered going. I've never played the remastered ones. I've only played. I mean, I don't think it'd be a huge difference.
It really isn't.
Yeah, because those games looked fantastic back in the day anyway. By the way, if you haven't played BioShock, especially the first one, I'm not the biggest fan of Infinite. Like, I mean, it's good, it's interesting, but I think the first BioShock is the best. And I think it's one of the great games of that entire generation. So
BioShock 2 is the underappreciated one in that. The story doesn't do much, but the gameplay in BioShock 2, I think, is the best in the series.
Yeah, BioShock 2 doesn't get discussed either positively or negatively. It just kind of flies under the radar. There's no hate for it, and it doesn't get praised, which is kind of weird. So considering how well beloved the first one was and how much people freaked out over Infinite. So
that's true. All right, guys. Well, we do thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you guys for the support, the likes, the shares, the super chats, everybody in chat hanging out the entire time. Got 400 likes right at the end of the stream.
Nice.
So thank you. Thank you to the unofficial mascot of the Geeks and Gamers podcast, JoJo the dog.
Yeah. She's a motherfucking JoJo reference.
There you go. But thank you guys. Thanks to the new members. We will talk to you next time right here on the Geeks and Gamers channel for the Gaming with Geeks podcast. Next week, we will have the rep from Game Mill Entertainment on here talking G.I. Joe Operation Blackout, which is going to be awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Peace.